okay? So your tempos are gonna help you burn a lot of body fat. The hill repeats are gonna build a lot of strength. When we talk about doing negative splits, those are ways to make your runs fun. Like we said, like you guys ran out on the trail and back, okay? So when you do what's called an out and back course, I would challenge you, be 5 seconds faster on the way back. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes, just be a couple seconds faster. What do you train yourself to do? Finish the race stronger than you started it. 99% of athletes will teach themselves to go hard, blow up, and then hang on and go, this stinks, I hate this. Well, that's how you train yourself, that's how you're gonna race. But be on the flip side of that, and I said this to you guys when we talked about the psychology of running, wouldn't it be a great feeling to go through the first 5 miles and be ahead of your goal pace? You're like, woohoo, yeah, this is awesome, all right? Well, when you taper properly, you're fresh, you're well rested, you should be able to go through the first 5 miles a lot easier. But what a great feeling to know, this is where heart rate monitor comes in, you're running in your heart rate zone, your goal zone, and you go through the first 5 miles and you're like, man, I am way ahead of schedule, but you're still in your zone. Everybody else made the mistake, and this is where we have to check our egos. Gun goes off, what's everybody else do? They're gone. And you're back to going, oh, Coach Robb's an idiot. I'm getting dropped. Then you get to mile 7 and they start coming back. Get to mile 10 and people are walking. You get to mile 13, it's like, you know, a triage out there. Everybody's walking, they're cussing, they're depressed. If you're doing the marathon, mile 20, that's when the bomb goes off. Everybody just starts walking, okay? If you teach yourself to keep getting progressively faster, it's simple math. If you're going 30 seconds faster than the person that's slowing down by 30 and you go by them, that's a minute faster. You feel good. In fact, you'll start doubting yourself. Am I running too fast? That's what we get all the time. I was afraid I was going out too fast because I was passing a lot of people. Are you racing in the zone you trained? Yep. Keep going. Don't doubt it. Okay? I'm going to give you a personal experience that just happened last week. Last week was a half Ironman up in Augusta, Georgia. Half Ironman's a 1.2 mile swim, 56 mile bike, and a 13.1 mile run. Okay? We had a half a dozen athletes that were up there. One particular person, it doesn't matter who it is, but the bottom line was she raced the entire race with heart rate monitor. She set a PR by 21 minutes. Okay? The interesting part is our goal pace was to run a 9-minute mile off the bike. Okay? She went through the first mile at 7:47. She went through the first 7 miles at an 8-minute pace. Okay? Unfortunately, and this is where stuff happens, okay? She was wearing a fuel belt. The fuel belt broke, okay? So now she's not going to run with it, so she grabbed only one flask. We had enough flask fuel. She took the energy fuel in a flask. She got to mile 5, okay? They had another sports drink on the course that she's never touched before. She's at mile 5 of 13. You go into a new strategy. You have to improvise. She hit the other sports drink at mile 7 and started vomiting from mile 7 to 13 because it has a sweetener in it that doesn't get along with her body. Her strategy didn't go the way we wanted to. I mean, nothing against fuel belt. They're great belts, but stuff happens, okay? She still ended up averaging a 9-minute pace running, walking, and vomiting, okay? But my point in that is up until that point, she's getting progressively faster. Every stage of the race, we negative split. The second half of the bike is faster than the first half. The second half of the run is faster than the first half. She was by the book. The first strategy or the first concern is I'm going too fast because everybody else makes a mistake of going out, blowing up, and coming backwards. That's why the way that you train intervals, hill repeats, what did I say at the beginning? Let your last hill repeat interval be faster than your first one. If you go to the track and you're running intervals, let your last one just be 2 seconds faster than your first one because that's what you'll train yourself to do in the race. And I'm telling you, if you'll do that with a heart rate monitor, because you'll know what the number needs to be. On race day, you do not need to worry about can you go the distance. Because if you're training your nutrition based on your heart rate and you're hitting your distances appropriately, you have nothing to worry about. And that's why when we did that series on the psychology of running, the way that you train, if you do it, and people say, well, everything's performance matrices with you. All right, come talk to me the morning of the race. Now you're asking me what I should eat, when I should eat, how much I should eat, what I should drink, when I should drink. Now you want to talk numbers. Isn't that funny? You want to know what kind of pace you can run so that you can go the distance and set a PR. It is interesting. Now we're back to numbers again. I try to keep it as simplistic as possible. Train with a heart rate monitor. Take and apply it to hills, intervals, negative splits. hit your nutrition, know what you're going to take, how much and when, evaluate how you feel. I know it's kind of something else to do. Earmark somebody to bring a generic scale out every morning. Just bring a generic scale. And I know some of you are like, I haven't stepped on a scale in 8 years. I get that, okay? For this purpose, how much do you weigh before you run and how much do you weigh afterwards? You'll get a real big surprise on how much you sweat, okay? The girl that I was just telling you about, we did a nutritional test 2 weeks before the race. We swam for an hour, we biked for 4 hours, and we ran for 90 minutes, okay? She is very, very lean. She's 6% body fat, okay? She lost 9.5 pounds, okay? Now what you have to understand is on the bike, she drank 66 ounces of water, and on the run, we did 50 ounces of water because we had aid stations set up. We did a nutritional test. She still lost that much weight. So when you're that lean and you're trying to be that proactive on your dehydration and she still lost it, what do you think you lost today? Okay? Whatever your body weight is right now, you should have consumed half of that in ounces. So if you're 100 pounds, you should have consumed 50 ounces. That doesn't count what you lost in sweat.